This is Ingapirca, ancient site of both Canary and Incan culture. Ingapirca means the Incan wall. And there are a lot of people coming to learn about this site, and look how beautiful it is. So stand by for more information. And the ancient baths where the warriors would prepare themselves with the ablutions, and this is in preparation for our meditation on 22 to 2022. And it's very fortuitous that we are chancing upon this group, and we have a guide who will be speaking to us about this. Thank you so much. It's a good auspicious day, 22 to 2022. Today is 22/02/2022. And it's a palindrome. If you turn it the other way, it's the same thing. And upside down, it also works the same way. It's a very magical day today that you're here. Every day is magical anyway. Yes.
My friends, attention please. Repeat again.
It's 22/02/2022. Yeah, it's a palindrome. That means if you go one way and then the back, it's the same. And if you do it upside down, if you write it upside down, it also looks the same. So today's a day for balancing polarities, within yourself, the dark and light, good and bad, what you think is good and bad. So this is a good spiritual day to do this work with the Temple of the Sun.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. So we're going to have a closer look at some of these edifices. It's beautifully formed, and where the rituals are. We'll learn more about the rituals. And also, that's the Temple of the Sun, and as we heard Carlos say, it is in the east-west direction, and everything has been calculated according to sacred geometry, and it leads to the Inca Trail all the way from here to Quito and to Guayaquil, which is what I'm following, the Inca Trail, and with some culinary exploration along the way. So stay tuned. And here in the distance is the Temple of the Sun. And we're going to do a meditation here to bring forth the alignment for the future. Each one of you, I'm inviting you to just be in your center, and then also to bring in all the polarities in your life that you have, to bring into alignment into your center. And this is in service to humanity in these times that are challenging, in these times that are polarizing. So we're going to call in the ancient wisdom, and in this case, the ancient wisdom that is held in these lands in Ecuador, in the Incan and Canary peoples, and we link with all the traditions in the world. We know and we have connected with many groups in the world now, opening up the portal of the 22/02/2022. which will happen again in 1,000 years. So in that time, we want to build in the matrix of light and to really bring forth our light onto the planet Earth for earth healing, healing our earth, and healing humanity. So stay with me for the next 22 minutes while we breathe in the new life, the new matrix of life, and we breathe in for each one of you a new way of being, which is based on ancient wisdom. I'm now in the Posada Ingapirca, and it was a farmhouse of 200 years. And we will just hold the space here in this whole sacred lands and connect with everybody else you know who is doing the meditation here for today and every day, as every day is magical and every day is special. Not just today, 22/02/2022, and on a Tuesday. So settle in, take your time, drink some water if you will, and settle in into a comfortable place while we prepare ourselves for a frequency of 432. Also today, I've been tuning into the colibri, the hummingbird. And here is a gift from Ecuador, Ecuador's bird of life. It's given itself to dying and living again. So we want to offer this, a sacred offering to humanity, to freedom. Freedom for all peoples of this earth. And we offer the spirit of the colibri, the hummingbird, to fly, to be free, for all peoples of the planet. Who are speaking. So taking the breath of life and breathing back into the journey of dying and through the many cultures that have come and gone, that we are going through our times of evolution. And may we fly the spirit and all those who have sacrificed their lives to show the light of this time, that may we balance the dark and the light of the nature of our humanity, nature of our being human, and with the kindred spirits of the sky, of the earth, and of the plant kingdom. Continue to deepen with your breath, breathing in life and breathing out. Breathing out as well all the pains and sorrows of these times, and bring forth the joy. And if we cannot connect with that now, let us then just save the space in our hearts as we bring forth the love that is truly our essence and truly our healing. allowing to breathe in the life force of the divine. And breathe in all the colors that we are. And all the beauty that we are at one with nature. Even as the fog rolls in into our lives, it will lift. And we ask for this time of lifting, of the fog, the veil, for truth to be revealed and for light to shine through. Let's create the intention of sending this light out now to the world, to everyone, to the peoples of the world, to all the traditions and religions and of all the bloodlines. To unify, to come together in oneness as the human race. And we dispel all the shadows that are looming over us. Taking our time, eternal time, feeling the spaciousness and the eternity within ourselves, our bodies, and allowing the alchemy of light and shadow to play within ourselves. And play indeed we will to bring forth the light and the joy that we are to this planet. And we send this forth now to all suffering and release all those from their physical bodies and send them on the way into the light for those who are releasing and sacrificing themselves to show the darkness and oppression in the world, the veiling of truth. And we call forth the unveiling now. And may all the systems that have not been respectful of humans be revealed. Breathing in and releasing into the light. In whatever limitations that we have, personified by these grills, the boundaries maybe fly in our spirit, like the hummingbirds here and the colibri. And bring forth the ancient wisdom of the traditions that's embodied in this temple here, in the background, the temple of the sun, of the Incan and Canary people. So here's the colibri who I found. Today at the Posada Ingapira, the 200-year-old farmhouse where I'm live from. So let us take our time today on the 22nd of February to really go within and really feel within ourselves who we are and why we came to this planet and why we are here. We call upon the grandmothers and the grandfathers, our ancestors from ancient times. Each one of us a chalice of wisdom. Each one of us have a message. Each one of us have a stance to take. Yes. And we can embrace everything in the background, in the foreground, everything of life, including the shadows as we live in these polarities of yin-yang. So on this 22/02/2022, the numerical portal of the universe, the world over, people are resonating with this number. There's something romantic about it. And in numerology and in the science of numbers in the universe, we know, we recognize that there's a resonance, that it's a time to link together our binary sides, our bipolarization of this planet, and come to the center line, to practice this into the center line, and to bring forth this centeredness, this equanimity, this neutrality into the planet. It is much needed now. The love and the peace. So let us call in the light now to lift the fog upon the planet Earth and humanity so that we can see clearly and we know deep in our hearts the truth and the wisdom from the ancient past and from our ancestors and from deep within our souls. So we ring in the 432 frequency. To bring in life force onto the planet. And even in death, we keep our beauty and our freedom, especially in transition to the other dimensions. We want to honor this colibri, this hummingbird, who has offered its beauty and its life for today in this ancient land, the spirit. And we give thanks full of gratitude for life, for the medicine of beauty, for the medicine of water, medicine of the land, medicine of our own feelings. We give life to the next generation. And we are strong like the rocks and the plants, the trees. We are resilient, we are flexible. Through time eternal, and through cosmic time of the illimitable, of the Wu-Chi, we give thanks again. Enjoy your days. Enjoy this day of the 22/02/2022. So I'm here now at the elliptical, the ellipsis, and the Tower of the Sun. Days 22. Actually experiencing the ancient ruins of the Canaries and by yourself with me. So These are very similar to the special tours that I will be taking through Bhutan and Bali, where we have very privileged access to these sacred sites, where we can just do a meditation quietly and without any interruption. So a little bit of the history of the ellipse or temple of the sun. It is superimposed and attached to a ceremonial Kanyari rock called Pakarina. It is a structure of elliptical tower, the only one in Tahuantinsuyo, the name of the 4 regions of the Inca Empire. It is considered as the maximum expression to the Incas' architecture in Ecuador because of the perfect fit of the pillow-shaped blocks, as well as the trapezoidal ornaments known as niche. With multiple functions, some studies made in this place determined that the space was used for star observation and also to determine the beginning of the end of agricultural year as the solstice and equinox. Greetings, Sering Tashi, my wonderful partner in our sacred sojourns in Bhutan. So if anyone is interested to come again to Bhutan with me, please do let me know. And Sering is the absolute wonderful partner to really go to some ancient sites in Bhutan. So yes, Christina, it's very peaceful and beautiful, and I'm the only one here. So let me show you the surroundings. And let me take you up to the top of this temple of the sun. And there are many other areas here, the caves and stones with spirals. And as you know, InfinityQuantumQi Gong, we work with spirals and figure 8s. And I think this is some of the rare moments that I can just show you without anybody here. And as we go through the portals I've already walked through, it's just amazing energy that, as we know, as we walk through the portal of the 2022 yesterday in our meditation and transmission. So I just lost contact with Wi-Fi. So this is a very rare moment, actually, because I was told that Wi-Fi is not available on the site. And here I am connecting with all of you in the world. Let's see how far I can go before we lose contact, but there'll be a replay. I believe a film crew would be actually supporting me to take some video here. So I will piece together a video for you to enjoy and for your edification, so to speak, and to join me on this sacred sojourn in Ecuador for the next month or so. So here we are, we're walking up the spiral, the elliptical, and I believe it runs in an east-west direction, all the way what they call the Incan Trail, and all the way to Quito. And I've been spending a month in Cuenca, which is a beautiful town. So here, walk with me through this portal. So as we do that, just meditate upon your own portals of consciousness and what you wish to create in this next cycle of manifestation in 2022. So I invite you to just take a deep breath. And I have to take deep breaths here because it's really high altitude, just like in Bhutan, Sering. And one needs getting used to this altitude. So I believe it's about 9,000 feet above. So let me take you through the portal if you're all ready. Those of you who are watching, just take a deep breath and just ground in your feet, in your body, your abdomen, and your heart, what you desire for yourself and for the planet, for the well-being of the planet. One more time, just showing those who've just joined the surroundings. And this is called Inga Pirca, which means the Incan wall. And it's also the Incan and Kanyari cultures come together here, just in the merging. So these are the ancient peoples from the time immemorial, and you're just tapping into the ancient wisdom now and bringing back into the world as a science, because this was really used as an observatory of the stars. So let us go through the portal. Ready? Take a deep breath. And I'm just going this way. And I brought my crystal chalice to bring in the 432 frequency, to merge with the sounds, the vibrations of sound and light here. So these are the stones that have been placed here, as you can see, without any kind of mortar, they're just placed here, and they've lasted here since all these centuries. And right on the hill is the Posada Ingapirca, which is a 200-year-old farmhouse where I'm staying. And if you look at my other Facebook live posts, you'll see interiors as well. So let me just ring the 432 hertz for all of you watching. So I'll be learning about all these compartmentalized plots. And I've just been to the Baños de Incas, where the warriors would have their ablutions, their baths, water purifications and blessings, perhaps going to war and perhaps after, or any other time. And so I will be locating some of the pictures to show you, and I'll be posting on live Facebook, which seems to be the best medium, and then all this will be compiled into the YouTube. My stay here has been more than magical, and with the guidance of actually Mother Mary has appeared in a site that's called La Guadiana de la Fe, which is just outside Cuenca, which is a beautiful old town, one of the oldest colonial towns in Ecuador. And we should actually be able to connect the way that the cultures and traditions and the spiritual practices have come together with Christianity, and how it's held in this sacred lands here. And the Kanyari culture is very much alive in the villages, and the women still wear their traditional costume, just like in Bhutan. And the music is quite particular, and of course I've been following the culinary exploration. Just follow that. So here we are, for those of you who are joining. Let me turn this around just to say greetings to everybody. And if I can, well, I can't bring anyone. Greetings everyone on the 23rd of February. Just finding. Oh, here we are, the sun. I feel pretty blessed. And so would all of us be, those of us who are watching, and sending the love out to those who are suffering and restricted in their freedoms. So let us just spend some time now and purpose of me visiting sacred sites is not just for tourism, but really to do spiritual work and to realize that we are all chalices of light, and we are chalices of consciousness and intentions. So we're creating matrices of realities in this world. Also know that it's not just esoteric, right? Because we receive this guidance in these high energy places, such as even in your own living room where we meditate. We receive the guidance on how to move forward in this next cycle. After this period of cocooning, I call it cocooning, not lockdown, because it was just a time for us to reevaluate and to really reformat our programming and reformat our bodies to be even better than who we are, to really accomplish all our potential, and really know that we are here to create our realities, and despite the oppression, that we can still do that and feel free within ourselves as we meditate and free our spirit really to journey inside in the alchemy of our consciousness, in our spirit, and also find opportunities to go where we can to places of freedom, and to claim that within our sovereign self, that if we can do that, then in our own initiation of the soul, then we can be free and the external world will start to manifest itself. So many systems are breaking down now, as we know. The financial system, the healthcare system, everything is being shown up in the shadows and the corruption and the collusion that is happening. So we can shine the light on these, and let's create better systems for humanity in our education and food supply. So I believe that because of the cocooning, the lockdown, many people are becoming more informed about what's going on in the world that we have not been aware of, myself included. And as we awaken and the consciousness is expanded, we have the opportunity to bring in light into the world. And this is what we're doing here. And this is actually my mission as I go to these places. You know, most of you know that I am actually quite a hermit and like to be quiet and doing my work quietly. But the guidance is different now. It's to come out into the world and to just sharing, not teaching, just sharing that my views and consciousness and where I'm going, where I'm guided to go, and where Spirit has opened up doors and portals for me to go to. So believe in yourself also that this is possible. So my work in the last 2 years have been giving people hope, you would say. And as some people say, hope is not a strategy. But if we have a strategy, it can be very useful, and it is the very catalyst, really, to really create new lives for ourselves and for others. And this is what we're here to do. If you have the means, if you have the consciousness, if you have the ability, the resources for people, then let's do it all together. So join me in this gathering of resources. So many of us are connecting in networks around the world and meeting each other. So from here, after Cuenca, I'm going on to Baños in Quito, and coming down the coast, and then going to Cuenca and to Vilcabamba, where there's a spiritual community as well, and then also to just remain in Cuenca for a while, where there are many archaeological sites. This is how I'm guided to stay in a beautiful hotel called Hotel Victoria, and the sister hotel is what is known as the Posada Ingapirca, which is what I showed you earlier. And they're all actually placed in sacred sites. And so when you're sleeping and meditating, we're just tapping into the ancient wisdom and really clearing all that's not of the light in those cultures as well in the past. Just as we are living in this moment in history we have the opportunity to bring light in and to clear what is not of the light, not good for people and humanity, and not true, and based on deceit or cover-ups. And so we are just clearing just with our consciousness. And as we know, thoughts are real and they create. That's how every piece of work or music or art is created, is first as an inspiration in the mind, and then the higher mind, and then into the mental body, the lower mind, our brain, and that is then delivered as messages to the rest of the body to act on it. So we know that this is a fact in terms of studies, as if we need studies to tell us this. So we know that whatever we think will really create our realities. And so let us create our realities now. What is it that we wish to do, to bring forth? So take a moment, and as I'm here and sending you these frequencies and these vibrations, take another moment and to just really consider how we can create a life of art and artistic living, and how we can really bring ourselves to greatest potential this lifetime. As I go inward, I'm just feeling all the energy coming up, and already practicing some Qi Gong, and which is internal Qi Gong. So we'll be doing some Qi Gong around the sides, and I will be doing that, of course. I can't do it now while I'm online with all of you, and I'm just thinking that what a wonderful little sharing with you at this time, because I was definitely told that there was no internet connection here. So thank you, divine guidance and intervention. So I think my battery will be running out, and I would just then bid you farewell for now, and just wonderful. Hey Rich, yeah, bagus sekali di sini. So I'm glad you're enjoying this as well with me, and stay in touch. Just send me some notes, everybody. I had so many good wishes for my birthday yesterday, 22/02/2022. I'm just so happy to be here and with all of you. And someone says, oh, you're just by yourself. I said, no, I'm not. I have all of you around the world. And so today, after this, I'm just going to spend some time and saying thank you for all your blessings, and that includes you, Rich. I love your Peranakan greeting. That was so much fun. And yeah, so let's, Rich, you would enjoy the food here. It's so rich, and I found a nice recipe using chili, and there's also a kind of sambal that's really using dried chili. That's amazing. So and of course I carry that with me. So, yeah, and the food is like, I've got to tell you more about this on our culinary tour, actually. So here there's a lot of corn and hominy, which they call mote, and so they mix it with mote pio, which is mixed with egg, and mote susio, which is actually mixed with lard, actually. And then there's a lot of potatoes, and there's a wonderful hearty potato soup called locro de papas, and there's fresh trout from the rivers here, and just very fresh. Everything is practically organically grown here, and I've discovered some really beautiful restaurants in Cuenca, and there's one called La Maison de la Mathilde, La Maison de Mathilde, which is one of the oldest mansion, and it is so gorgeous with the original wallpaper that's turquoise and gold from the 1880s. And I'll take you on a tour when I get back to Cuenca this time, and also a cooking school, and which has all the traditional beverages as well. Here they have something called chicha, and it's made from fermented corn, and in 2 days it's just a sweet drink like toddy and tuak, but in about 10 days it becomes quite alcoholic, and it's really warming in this place. And there's something called canelazo, and it has of course canel, which is cinnamon, and then with something called aguardiente, and it's made from sugar cane, and with some fruit that I've not even known about until I got to Ecuador. It's naranjilla, and it's like almost a neon green color fruit, and that's really delicious, and some lime juice, and then it's served hot. So this is really a wonderful drink to have during this cold season, and it's actually nice and warm in the sun. But about 4 or 5 o'clock, the fog rolls in, just like in San Francisco, and it is then pretty cold, and you stay in. I've never had someone bring me a hot water bottle during dinner to put on my lap. A Gong tea. So my dance teacher has just come on from Bali, and everybody here is also interested to come to Bali as well, and Bhutan. So we'll just make a nice little connection to all the sacred sites. So I hope when we can travel a little bit more freely, that y'all can join me here in Ecuador and in Bhutan and in Bali on a sacred sojourn. So I'm so happy that all of us are connected in our hearts, and that there's no distance between us. And I'm so happy that, thank you technology, that we can share this information besides telepathically. So I do. So we are now at the Baños de Incas, and we're walking up to this historical site, and there's just these cute little llamas around, so we are walking up to this area.